he did it. I didn't do anything wrong.
And the former president seemed to enjoy the speculation about who he'll pick as a running mate, mentioning Republican Congressman Byron Donalds.
He is on the list, by the way, and I don't know if he's going to make it, but he's on a list of a few people, right? Not too many people. Would you like to be VP? Huh? I think he would.
And joining me now on behalf of the Trump campaign is Republican Congressman Byron Donalds of Florida. Congressman Donalds, welcome back to Meet the Press. Happy Father's Day.
Well, thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Thanks, Congressman. This weekend, Donald Trump again railed, as you saw, against his guilty verdict handed down by that Manhattan jury last month. He has said he's going to appeal the verdict. He has also asked House Speaker Mike Johnson to overturn his conviction. Why should Congress intervene on Donald Trump's behalf rather than letting the judicial process play out?
Well, first of all, it's good to be with you. One very important thing, it's not about Speaker Johnson. He doesn't have that power to overturn anything. But what it's about is that Congress does fund a lot of jurisdictions around the country. And if there is a jurisdiction that takes federal money and it does not also protect the constitutional rights of all Americans, whether that's President Trump or any other American, they shouldn't receive federal funds. I think that's something that every American would agree with. And you do have to understand President Trump's frustration. What happened in Lower Manhattan was a violation of his constitutional rights. They didn't even identify the crime, quote unquote, until the very end of the process, which is a violation of constitutional law.
What are you, a lawyer now?
Moron did not do that. And so, yes, he's frustrated. Any American will be frustrated.
And Congressman, to be clear, this was obviously a state case. He was indicted by a grand jury of New Yorkers. It was a jury of his peers in New York that found him guilty. The president, former president, has called himself a political prisoner, but of course he had legal representation. He has the right to appeal. He's neither been detained nor imprisoned. So why not just let the judicial process play out?
Well, let's go back before you go down that line. In the original indictment, they never identified an underlying crime. Under our Bill of Rights, under our rule of law, a defendant is entitled to know what he's being charged with. Donald Trump was never afforded that ability. So how can his legal team prepare a defense if you don't even know what the actual crime is? That is why what happened in Lower Manhattan was so terrible. And the only time the prosecution could even assert a crime was at the end of the case. In the case, in closing arguments, you're not allowed to do that. And sort of every judge knows this. This is why everybody believes this is going to be overturned on appeal. But
so let me ask.
First and foremost, Byron Donald is a liar. When you are charged with a crime, you get a charge sheet that has every one of the crimes you are charged with.
Why are they so bold to go on the news and tell a lie? Do they think we are so dumb that we do not fact-check? Byron Donald is very well known for his lies and deceit. His handlers gave him talking points, meaning his slave master in the GOP, and ordered his to go out and lie to the country. Trump was charged with 34 counts of falsification of business records in the first degree. That is a felony in New York. Of course, he pleaded not guilty when he was arraigned. You know, Tim Scott is another one of their lying porch monkeys. What I do not understand is why are these black messenger boys bend over backwards to please white supremacists, knowing there could not be any real future for the in the mega party. If you are accepted by them, it is only to take something from other minorities. I must give it to Donalds, that boy has a silver tongue, but I think that comes from being a dealer of drugs.
I still cannot understand why Byron Donalds would go into a closed-door Q+A and try to push them in thinking Jim Crow was good for black people. He is so young, he never lived in that time to speak on that. He should have told his master that he did not want to do that, but his black ass wants a seat next to Trump in the White House.
If you scan the barcode, you will see Trump's indictment that was handed to him with his charges that proves that Byron lied on Meet the Press. If he had any respect for himself and his family, he would walk away from the racist mega morons that are putting chains around his black neck.